Well, joining us now is one of them, Pליאה קטנר, founder of the campaign We Want to Meet Each Other, which has been lobbying the government to allow entry for foreigners who are the partners of Israelis. But she now joins us from Stockholm, Sweden. And Pליאה, this is kind of ironic because last time we spoke on this program several months ago, you were in Israel campaigning, protesting to get your partner from Sweden be allowed into Israel, and now you are stuck in Sweden. How did this come about?
Actually, it doesn't take from now to now to open the border. At the end, we succeed to open the border. We got to the Supreme Court and we won. But it was the end of the summer, and my partner couldn't come to Israel when it happened. So we decided I'll come to him. I came here to Sweden for the holidays, and 2 days before I had to come to, I was supposed to come to Israel back. Israel closed the border, so I found myself here. I would say that it's not so bad to stuck with your partner in Sweden, but the problem is that Israelis, when they come to the EU with only Israeli passport, they can be only 90 days in a VF here. And several days after Israel closed the borders, this is something that Israel didn't take into account. I found myself without any permission to be here because I had my 90 days and I couldn't go back home. I couldn't go actually to any other country. So I'm here. And I asked from the authorities here to let me stay till Israel will open the border again.
So I want to be clear, because are you able, what about these flights in Frankfurt that we've heard about? Though I have to say, we interviewed one gentleman stuck in the U.S. last week who was supposed to connect to one of those flights, and it was canceled at the last minute. So what have you heard about those flights?
Oh, so when I heard about those flights, it's the first time I thought that I will be on those flights, but there was a big mess with all this thing. They call it rescue flights, but let's say that rescue, it's not the right term to call it. Let's start with the fact that they talk about those flights like we are going down to the supermarket 5 minutes from where we are, but people around Europe, Europe, it's a huge place. And for example, when I discovered that there is a flight, I thought to take a flight from Sweden to Germany, but I discovered that I will come to Frankfurt 15 minutes after the flight from Frankfurt is going to Israel. So I had to go a day before. And then I discovered that I can't go inside Germany and take a hotel because I'm an Israeli and I have only an Israeli passport. And the German importers, they don't let you go in. I heard during this time, I also a member of groups of people like me, Israelis who stuck all over the world. And I discovered that they do double bookings. People can't go, they come to Frankfurt, but they don't get the permission. They don't allow to go up to the flight. People who succeed to come from other places to Frankfurt, it's not a connection flight like we used to this term, because it's actually two separate flights when you come from out of Germany. So you take a flight from the place you are to Frankfurt, and then you have to take your suitcases and go to the rescue flight. But then to take your suitcases, you have to go through the checkpoint, through the passport checkpoint. and the Germans don't let you to go in and take your suitcases. So a lot of Israelis find themselves going back to Israel, to those hotels, kind of installation hotels, with no suitcases, just with what they have to their bodies. So it's a very problematic thing. It's much more complicated than they published in the media. And there is this small thing that you have to get a permission from a committee in Israel to get to those flights. And there are a lot of Israelis who say that they didn't get any permission. Not just they didn't get permission, they didn't get any response. So you are kind of in a catch-22, because if you want to get Harry and to buy a ticket, you can buy the ticket, and don't forget that it's 2 tickets from the place you are to Frankfurt, and then from Frankfurt to Israel. But you buy it, and you still don't have the permission to upload to go to the flight. So you can find yourself just throwing money without getting the permission. People who get the permission, who wait till they will get the permission, find themselves with no tickets to buy, because everybody wants to buy those flights and to buy those tickets to the flights, and it's like,
well, hopefully
it's sold out in a minute.
Right. Well, hopefully, perhaps on February 21st, the skies will reopen, and all those Israelis and situations a lot worse than yours, as you say, will be able to return home. Pליאה קטנר, thank you for joining us from Stockholm, Sweden, again on The Rundown.